Hello, everybody. It's Saturday, and typically on Saturdays, unfortunately, we couldn't do our typical live show on Saturday. I have actual things to do with my life. I have a high school graduation, something that Tactical Shoe Shiner can't relate to because he dropped out of middle school and now he's serving hot dogs for his entire life. Bad things, everybody, bad things. But today we are going to be sharing for 2 weeks now our buys, sells, dividends, and so much more. Only kind of YouTubers that show this kind of transparency and actually have a set below. So, Fiscal, why don't you kick us off?
Sure thing. So, as you can see up top here, we're in chronological order. We received a qualified dividend from Key for $20.50. I know.
$20.
Yep. And with that $20 and some of the other cash I had around, actually, I think I might be a little bit too far back because I went back 14 days instead of 7. Whoopsie doodle. So let's go about halfway down the list to get to the current update. So I bought High Tide.
Oh,
I know. And they had a big drop after their earnings, even though their earnings was quite good. Quite good. Very good results, a lot of cash flow. But I did that twice. So speaking of KeyBank, which I had a dividend from the previous week, I actually sold that this week.
Oh, season of consolidation, one could say.
Yeah. So KeyBank is one of the stocks I bought that I would say I'm the least happy having bought and didn't have good reasons. And I let the fact that others were talking it up at a certain point lead me down to thinking it was a good buy.
Jeremy. Sorry.
Did Jeremy talk about KeyBank? I have no idea.
No, but he talks about a lot of stocks.
Because it was probably almost 2 years ago now I bought this. And I realized the people that were talking it up don't really know much about banks.
Not very smart at all.
And it was one of those kind of dividend focused things. And that's not really where I'm at anymore.
We're not about that life here on the Cash Flow Kings anymore. We're out of that arc.
So if the way I think now wouldn't lead me to buy it, I don't think I have a good reason to stay in it. And I have better uses for that now. Like buying more High Tide, which I did with some of the money. And
High
more
Tide cult meeting next week, everybody. Be there, be square.
I also bought some more Grab. 100 shares of Grab, which we're big fans of Grab here.
Yeah, we love grabbing.
They've had a little bit of a pullback lately, not like a huge one.
No pun intended.
Yeah. Got a dividend from Western Union.
There you go.
A dividend from Bank of America, which, by the way, Bank of America, as one of your shareholders, I'm very disappointed in you. And you know why. Why.
Suck it.
I should have enragedly emailed investor relations about them, but I'm not.
You'll pay for that.
I'm not petty. Don't worry. Also, and if you saw the live show, you saw this. We have completely decided to get rid of Walgreens for many reasons. Basically, one of the things that I we'll say positive about and thought had potential, turns out now they're backing away from that part of the business, it seems like. And they have a CEO that they hired a while back. I don't know. Is it 3 quarters now they've had him? Something like that. Anyways, after their last CEO left, they hired a new CEO. And I was hoping by this point there would be some kind of grand vision or something would be worked out. There would be like a really good game plan to get things on track. And I'm not extremely confident that they've done what I wanted them to do. Now, I did not immediately sell after the earnings came out and the big, sell-off happened. I gave myself a day to think it over. I don't like making decisions that are ruled basically purely on emotion. If I was going to sell Walgreens based on the emotion because I feel bad that it's down, I would have done it a long time ago. This is purely a cold, calculated,
Hold up. Let me
emotionless.
do it. Let me do it. This was an investment decision that was made. I'm a calculated, and I'm an emotionless person when it comes to my investments and my stock picking.
Yeah. So for me, I think it was like, I think anybody can acknowledge that if the stock is down and therefore I'm upset was the reason I was going to sell Walgreens, I would have done it a long time ago. Fair?
Yes.
Yes. I can stomach my stock being down a lot. And if I think there's a realistic path for it to become a good performer later, based on what plan they have or what the business is doing or some kind of assets that they have on their balance sheet, something. I have to have something, some reason to hold on to it. And the reasons that I did have seem like they're not there anymore, or that they're not going to keep going in that direction, or that they're going to pan out. So I have made my exit. It's simple. If the reasons that you were in it have changed and haven't been replaced by some other good reason, then what is the conclusion?
One
For
could
me, it was
say
just right.
it's so over.
Yeah.
All right. So for me, very eventful last 2 weeks. Couple weeks of action. Start off $1.68 from NextEra Energy, yippee ki $5.34 dividend reinvested back into McDonald's. Decent price at $249. I'll take it. Then I put $10 into Starbucks because Fabio bought it. Then I sold Nike. This was a couple weeks ago, which I told you guys about. I sold it a 16% loss. I got $209 in total. $209 in total capital to play around with. This is before the crazy decline that they had recently today. I didn't predict it. I am the Messiah. Buy my course. That's all I got to say. With that $200, you may be asking, Ryan, where did you put that money? Because opportunity cost is a son of a bitch these days. I bought one share of SHG at $100, and then I put $75 more into Visa at $275. Then I got a $1.76 from Waste Management, another $5 in a Starbucks, $1.24 from Texas Roadhouse. Thank you very much, Joey C. Then I bought one share of Vici at around $28, just a little dollar cost average in. I bought just a little below 28, so I'm happy about that. Then today I received $4.58 from Union Pacific. I reinvested that. 36 cents in interest from Schwab. Thank you very much. Then also today I put $75 back into Visa at $265. So lots of activity in the portfolio, consolidating some of the core holdings, like the kids say, and making it a quality compounders. Those what are looking for quality compounders. That's what we're looking for here on the Cash Flow Kings. But everybody, that's the weekly recap. This is the show where we share the buys, sells, dividends, transparency, earnings when it's actually fun to look at them, and so much more. So if you appreciate that, hit the subscribe button for us. We're an LLC now. Join the lives every Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Next Saturday, the High Tide Roundtable. Be there, be square.
That High Tide Roundtable is going to be absolutely awesome. I promise.
Yes. Do it even sucks at drugs. And of course, remember, cash flow is
king.